Lofted in the end zone. It's Niehaus. Feldman, that one will get in. That's a good point right there. A shot coming here. That's a goal. Lifted to left center field. Gets off the warning track into the wall. Transition three. Boom. Knocks that one down. And it's a goal. What a beautiful play. Dutton, look what I found over the first. It's a 3-on-1 all the way. Yes. There he goes.
Your home for the Bobcats. KFJB-TV.
And welcome into KFJB-TV. I am Zach Tomish, and we're live here in the Roundhouse for a duel between the Marshalltown Bobcats and the Des Moines Lincoln Rail Splitters to start. We'll see another duel between the Rail Splitters and the Waterloo West Wahawks, and then we'll end with Marshalltown against the Wahawks. Here we go, though, out on the mat. We got Marshalltown in the blue singlets. The Rail Splitters are in the red-black. We're at 150 pounds. It's Kagan Kremer, a senior for the Bobcats, against Caden Haas with the Rail Splitters. I want to let you know there are some new rules that came out this year for wrestling. Takedowns are now worth 3 points, previously worth 2 points. Near fall points will match the time when a wrestler is held on his back, ranging from 2 up to 4 points now. And wrestlers will be considered inbounds as long as one of the wrestlers have one supporting point on or inside the circle. So we will talk about those, how they affect the duels here moving forward. Again, we got Kager Kramer, senior for the Bobcats, as he sprawls away from that shot by Caden Haas, junior, with the Rail Splitters. Both of them are just trying to figure out a way to get that 3-point takedown. That is a major change. We got our producer, David Braga, with us, and there it is. Kremer with a nice throw there to get him right on his back, and you can see he got the 2 points for the takedown right there awarded, and now he got back points as well. So that's 3 points plus another 4 for back, so he should be up 7-0 here. That is a major change, because now if he gets up to 8, that'll be what's considered a major decision. That'll be 4 points for his team instead of 3. And there we go. We got the towel boy out there. So he ends that first period. Kremer up 7-0. We got our producer, David Braga, his first ever wrestling meet, and as he follows along. We're at actually 150 here, not 157. So, unless I'm wrong, please tell me if I misheard that. Typically, they've got it up on the scoreboard, but they do not right now. Now, we talked to Coach Cross last year. He did like to say he encouraged his wrestlers to pick the down position to try and get that 1-point escape right off the bat. You can get a 1-point escape or a 2-point for a reversal. As Kremer's just trying to keep his base and see if he can. He's trying to roll, it looks like, and see the cheerleaders there pounding on the mat on the far side. See Haas there from the Rail Splitters. He's got Kremer's right arm. Has control of that. So Kremer's just trying to keep his base here and not give up any points. There's no ride time for points in Iowa, so he can, I don't want to necessarily say stall because you can give up points for stalling, but kind of play it out a little bit. But you see there he gets his right arm free finally. See if he can build that base. He's trying to slide his hips out. Looks like the ref calls him. a violation. So you can't grab hands unless you have a certain amount of arms and limbs within that grasp. So it was an illegal grab. 1 point went to the Bobcats. I do not think he has given up any points. Did he get back points there, David? Did I miss that? David has no idea. He is learning on the fly with us. No, excuse me. He did give up some back points. It's 8-3 right now. So when we look at our scoreboard here on our left, David, the fouls. We're all learning tonight with a couple new rules as well. Kremer here is, now he's got his left arm tied up. Got 10 seconds here left in this one. As you see the towel boy running out there. I guess now Kremer's getting cranked over here. Is he going to give up back points? He is not. That is time. It is ending the second period 8-3. So he started on bottom. And he ends that period giving up 3 points, getting one himself off an illegal grab. Now they're going to start in the neutral position here for the final period. Has to get a takedown here to get some points. That was a huge throw by Kremer there in the first period to get the 3-point takedown and then the 4 points for the back points. Got him 7 right away. That is massive. He is currently up. It looks like they just gave the Rail Splitters another point here, so it's 8-4. 8-5, excuse me. Either way, there's Kremer trying to get another throw in there. There he cranks it over. Here we go. There should be 2 points for a takedown, and now he's getting back points. So excuse me, it should be 3 points for a takedown and then back points here. But he signaled too, so maybe there's the 4 points for the back points. No, he doesn't want to give up position here. He might just let him go. He's up 15-5 at the moment. So now he's up 15-6. So has the major decision at the moment with a 9-point lead. Cannot give up a takedown. He's got a minute left here in the third period. You got Kager Kremer against Caden Haas of the Des Moines Lincoln Rail Splitters. Now Haas is trying to do that similar throw there. Kremer tries to sprawl out of a shot here and wants to stay on his back. Gets himself into a illegal position there. Point given up to the Rail Splitters. He still has an 8-point lead. This is a major decision. So again, kind of just wants to stall this out for the last 25 seconds. And that's the 3-point takedown right there. So that makes it 15. And he's going to just try and take him down over and over again and see if he can't. There's another 3 points, so it's 13-16. He's got 8 seconds here. Kremer's going to be able to stall it out there in the last 10 seconds to get the victory, 16-15. So it's a minor decision to start with Kager Kremer. So that means the Bobcats are now up as a team 3-0. Now we'll move on to 157 where we've got junior Carson Wright for the Marshalltown Bobcats against sophomore Nick Davis in the Rail Splitters. One nice thing about starting at 150 here is we got a lot of them in a row, but then the Bobcats are going to take a few forfeits at the lower weights, which is 6 points automatically for the Bobcats. So the Rail Splitters, if they want to win this, they got to build up a lead here to start this duel. Should we get a shot right away there? He's got Carson Wright's leg, but Carson does not want to go to the mat here. Doing everything he can to try and break free as Davis from the Rail Splitters brings it down to the knees. Carson right now is trying to throw him over his hip, and there he goes. Gets him over to his back. Starts getting into some back points here. So there's the 3 takedown. I think the ref was just doing some old habits there. They die hard. He's got the 4, so he's got 7. And now he's just trying to get the pin here. Can we get the pin in under a minute? And there it is. Pin. 48 seconds for Carson Wright there. That moves his record to 5-2 on the season according to Track Wrestling. I feel like they are missing a few matches maybe because I know Xavier Anderson and Nick Wise both went 5-0 recently, and they're both 6-0 according to that. And I think they've got a couple more matches. But that makes the Bobcats up 9-0 as a team. So that was a pin, 48 seconds. Can't remember the last time I did anything in 48 seconds. Moves on here to Xavier Anderson, as we just mentioned, went 5-0 last Saturday. Anderson is ranked 7th at the 165 weight. Went to state last year, won districts, getting him to state, and the guy he beat is who beat him at state. So I know he is hungry for more. Kind of a nasty injury during football. But back to make a statement here in wrestling. He is up 3-1 here quickly with the takedown, lets him loose. We've seen him do this in the past on KFJB-TV where I think he knows he's got the advantage, so he just wants to beat him by points. Let's run through team scoring real quick. Minor decision, when they win by 1 to 7 points, will be 3 points for a team. Major decision, 8 to 14 points, is 4 points for a team. A technical falls when they get up by 15 points or more. That is 5 points for the team, and a forfeit and a pin is worth 6 points. So the Bobcats are up 9-3 after a pin and a minor decision. So he gets another takedown there, and he's going to let him up. So now he's up 4 points. So, this strategy is a little bit better now that they have 3 points for a takedown instead of 2. So you can do it a little bit quicker. They have said that it has sped up the duels a little bit already this season. So looking at about an hour for each one. We'll have the Rail Splitters and the Wall Hawks in between. So we're looking maybe about 7:30 to start that second duel. We are moving pretty quick, but we did get a, again, 48-second pin there by Carson Wright and the Bobcats to put them up 9-0. Coach Cross comes out for a little question. We have 29 seconds left here. Anderson shoots, gets into the legs, gets deep. He's trying to control one of those legs so he can work around for the 3 points. Does not get it. Ten seconds here. Towel boy comes out. It's my favorite part. When I wrestled in junior high, David, we would fight over who would get to do that. Shove there, maybe a little frustration from Anderson as he waits what's happening. They start in the neutral position for period number 2. Oh. They were just resetting there to play off that last second. Red's decision. Red picks neutral to start. Sure. Here's Anderson, shoots right off the bat. We know him as very aggressive, bold. There's the 3 points. Does he let him up, or is he going to wrestle here? He's going to stick to it. He's got a 6-point lead already. He knows he gets some back points here. That's a major decision. What am I going to do? Goes for that right arm there. You can see both hands on that and cranked it back to knock him off of his base here. I bet we're going to see a nice crossface here by Anderson. If I had to guess. If he can break down the base again. Nope, he'll just let him up. Let's play for more. Up 9-4. Anderson takes a shot. Just trying to get one of those legs when he shoots in there. Take control of that. We've got Eric Alvarado here. He's a senior for the Rail Splitters against Anderson. As he picks him up, puts him on the mat. There's 3 points for the takedown. 12-4 now. Anderson takes the lead. Guys, has a major decision here. Up 8 points. Now, if he can get some back points here, that would really give him some cushion. And maybe get him towards that tech fall as well. As I believe we've seen Anderson do a few times as he trips him up. Nope, not today. Got 10 seconds here. Excuse me, 5, 4. Anderson can't get much more, but he ends that second round here. He's up 12-4. He's got a major decision. He's got to just think about, hey, get a takedown, stall out the points, maybe get a pin here if he's tired. But Anderson takes the bottom, so he's going what Cross has told us in the past here. Get that escape, an extra point, take him down. That's 4 points before he scores in this round. As Anderson stands up, let's see if he can break free. He gets free there. All right. There's a point, 13-4, up 9 now. Takedown puts him up 12. Anderson's really trying to lean into that new rule where wrestlers will be considered inbounds as long as one of the wrestlers have a supporting point on or inside the circle. I could argue that his foot was still in there. I think this ref is still kind of getting used to the rules. We've already seen him signal 2 for a takedown a few times. He's gotten back into the 3 as we all adjust to the 3 new rules this year. Anderson, again, is ranked number 7 at 165. Having a good season already. Track wrestling has him at 6-0, where Eric Alvarado, unfortunately, the Rail Splitters didn't have any information on there for their records. So Anderson going for that takedown. He's still got 2 feet in bounds there. Now they're out of bounds. Did they give him the takedown? We'll see how they start here. Yep, so that puts him up 19-4. That should be a something was not right. Cross. 52 seconds here. Scoreboard shows 16-4, so we have a 12-point lead for Anderson. I think I jumped the gun on the technical fall. I think I added it twice. Anderson's just trying to, he's got the base broken down. Now when you're on bottom there, you can see him, he's trying to spread his arms and legs. It's hard to flip something over it. It's got points like that, but if you're skinny like a tube, roll over easy. Anderson's just trying to find any limb to get control of here. It looks like he's got a chicken wing going with that left arm, or working towards that. See if he can't just crank him over. I don't know if, David, you got a little sister, so you probably put her in the chicken wing once or twice as a kid. I was the little brother, so I got put in the chicken wing plenty of times. And that's the game there. That's a 16-4 win for Anderson. That is a major decision that'll put him up 13-0 now. Now we move on to 175, Dalton Zednicek, a junior, 4-2 for the Bobcats. Will be wrestling a junior, Ethan Sanachit for the Des Moines Lincoln Rail Splitters. Rail Splitters, as we mentioned earlier, they do not have a lot of wrestlers at the lower weights, so they needed to pack on some points here in the upper weights. As we flip then to 106, it'll be 4 forfeits in a row. That's 24 points right there for the Bobcats, so they've got to make a move here, but we also do like to see Bobcat pins here on KFJB-TV, so Dalton Zednicek, I think has had a couple good Allie Morrison duels the last couple of years as we've had that on. We will air that again this year as he gets a quick takedown here, 9 seconds into this match. Zednicek is looking like he's got control of that right arm there. Make sure he breaks down that base. I'm just working to see. Doesn't want to let him up. You can see he tied up the legs there, so he tripped him back up. Again, they're moving close to that out of bounds there. That's where this new rule, wrestlers will be considered inbounds as long as one of the wrestlers have a supporting point on or inside the circle. Xavier, I think, was trying to stretch that in the last match here, and Zednicek doesn't look too worried. Sometimes you'll see him drag their opponents back in at times to make sure they don't end up out of bounds. But he's trying to tip him back, but this is a dangerous move here because if Sanachit was able to just roll over, could have reversed that on him. All right. Zednicek gets 2 back points. He's now up 5-0 here. Got to take down 2 back points. 45 seconds left in this opening period. Zednicek's got a cradle going. Oh, that is tight. That looks like, yep, there it is. 6 points, pin, minute 31. That gives it Bobcats 19-0. Move on to Johan Gomez, who I know did not get to state last year. That was something that was a goal of his. I would imagine is taking it pretty serious this year. His senior season. He's 4-2 already. He'll be against sophomore Anthony Massareno. Gomez had a pretty good football season this year for the Bobcats. I think wrestling is more of his thing, similar to Anderson there. And there's a throw, right in, gets him, boom, pin. Gomez gets a pin, 17 seconds. It's another 6 points, 25-0. The Bobcats are rolling at the moment. We're going to move into J.J. Schoenfelder. It's interesting to see some of these guys. You know, J.J.'s a sophomore here. You know, now we saw him have a good football season for a sophomore to play up on varsity. Now see him on varsity again for wrestling. 2-5 according to track wrestling here. He is 215, so it's a pretty heavy weight for a sophomore to be at. He'll be against senior Lance Clark. I'm sure he wrestles a lot of upperclassmen here because the only other weight class is 285, the heavyweights above him, who I would imagine he actually wrestles quite a bit in practice too. Although there are 2 heavyweights that the Bobcats will see tonight. This is J.J. Schoenfelder, though, sophomore for the Bobcats. Also at the upper weights here, you'll see a lot more throws. At the lower weights, they're going to try and shoot in and use their speed to take the legs. The big boys, they're going to use that weight against them, which we just saw with Johan in that last round there. 17-second pin for him. Bobcats up 25-0. When they're tied up like that, they're pushing against one another and trying to use that momentum against themselves. So there, JJ thought he had the momentum from Clark. Clark did not. He pulled back and was able to kind of just wrap up and get the takedown there. 3 points. Now he's going to, again, grab that right arm, break down the base. Now he's trying to pick the leg, just whatever limb they can use to break him down. If you see, he just hooked his right leg inside there. Control what he can control. doing a kind of dangerous tip as well, because there, if JJ can reverse out of it. But now JJ's getting some back points worked against him. You have to have a 45-degree angle. You have to break that to get you any back points or have him start counting that. So you can see him. The ref will pump his arm. That's when we'll start to get the back points. 25 seconds left. He gave 3 back points there. Now he's counting some more. I see 3 counts again. Yeah, this ref is still, I think, working in the new rules a little bit. JJ is fighting for everything he can here. He's got 5 seconds left as you see the towel boy walk out there. Doing everything. So how many is he giving him at the end? Gives him 4 more. That puts Clark is up here. 10-0. Lance Clark, a senior for the Des Moines Lincoln Rail Splitters. Wrestling sophomore JJ Schoenfelder. JJ 2-5 on the year. We'll air the in-between duel between the Wallhawks and the Rail Splitters, but we will not have play-by-play for that. We're going to catch up with head coach Lucas Cross after the game and get a little pregame on the Wallhawks as well. So stay tuned for that there between games. Maybe we can convince school board member Liz Wise to join us as well. See what she has to say, and the wrestling team moms as well. But Lance Clark is up 10-0 here on JJ Schoenfelder in the second period now. As JJ gets an escape, so that's a point for, JJ was on top. So point for Clark, and Clark just picks him up and takes him down to the mat. There's 3 points for a takedown. That puts him up 14-0 here, so he needs just one more point. He might let him up and take him down again. That's a 2-point swing. That would be your technical fall. JJ is doing whatever he can to not roll over. See, he's trying to make a starfish as best he can. His elbows out there trying to not allow him to be cranked over, but there he got in deep with a half Nelson. Clark. Clark tries to get that right leg hooked in there again, trying to tip him back his way. And now JJ can roll around. That's where he gets the reverse. That's why it's a dangerous move there, but we've seen it done a few times, so confident in themselves, some of these wrestlers are, and there he goes. He's starting to get some back points again. JJ's trying to bridge. He's up on his head, pushing up on his hips as high as he can, and this might do it for him. Or is he going to get saved by the buzzer with 5 seconds left? And he reverses out. 4 back points, and then a 2 for the reversal, and then 2 for back points. So JJ got 4 points there, so he keeps the 10-point disadvantage. It's 14-4, if I have this correct. Or that's what's showing on the board. But I feel like maybe I mathed a little bit again in there. I've done that a couple times, but David's like, I've never been to a wrestling duel before, so I'm just here to do the camera and switch to commercial. They're talking over at the front table there. I think, if I have this right, I think it should be 18-4. But I could be wrong. As Brandon would tell me, I have been wrong before. Cross is over there now, making sure his guys getting a fair shot. Either way, Bobcats are down a major decision, so he's got to either work some points back or get a pin here. That's kind of his only hope in the final period. 2 minutes per period, 1 minute if it goes to overtime. Working through it here. We've had 3 pins tonight, all in the first period. 48-second pin by Carson Wright. We had a minute 31 pin by Dalton Zednicek and a 17-second pin by Johan Gomez just before, right now, J.J. Schoenfelder and Lance Clark from the Rail Splitters. So 2:15 at the moment. Bobcats up big, 25-0. See if J.J. can hold off and maybe either get a minor decision or if he can flip this on its head and get a pin here. It looks like Lance Clark is just, nope, I am a rock. I am going to stay here. Clark does not have to do much here. He's got a 10-point lead. So I got the setup tonight in the Roundhouse. We've got varsity going on the north side of the mat here. We got JV going on the south side as well. Here at KFJB-TV, we're covering the varsity side. Pretty good showing. And now Schoenfelder's on his back, so there's a 2-point for the reversal. No matter what happens here, it'll be a technical fall. 5 points, now 6 points. Pin, 5 minutes, 52 seconds to get the Rail Splitters on the board for the first time. It is now 25-6. Moving on to heavyweight, 285. There was a kid who was a sophomore in my school who had to cut weight to make heavyweight. And then you get an extra 2 pins after January 1st. He still had to cut weight. It was a struggle for him. He only wrestled through his sophomore year. Great left tackle, let me tell you. Played up at Wartburg, I believe. So Jackson Hinkle here for the Bobcats, wrestling against Dylan Clear. Dylan Clyer, senior. Hinkle is 1-1 on the season. Looking to see him some improvement there for the Bobcats on the football field next year as well. Hinkle trying to shoot, but again, we're going to see more tosses here with the big guys as he throws him down, trying to use that momentum against him. Is he going to get around? Hasn't quite gotten around for the 3 points. 3-point takedown yet. He's got to get that left leg free. There it goes. Now he's got the 3 points. Signals the 3 points. Hinkle up in the first period here. Minute 10 left. Ooh, there's a crossface for you. That had to feel good. Now he's just trying to break him down there. Now is he going to be able to crank him over? Is that right knee in the way? Hinkle, power in. And now he's got him out, getting some back points. Got 2 there. Puts him up 5-0 here in the first period. 45 seconds left. Jackson Hinkle 1-1 on the season. Junior this year. Doing a suicide roll there as he rolled onto his own back, but stayed in control of the situation here. No points awarded to either side. You see Jackson trying to just chop on that right arm as Clyer just stands up trying to break free, but Hinkle says not today, and an illegal grip there by Hinkle, so they'll reset. 1 point will be awarded to the Rail Splitters. Reset back in the middle, which probably actually helps Hinkle here as they were getting close to the out of bounds. And they will battle again. 4 seconds here. And that is the first period. Pulls out the coin, red choice. Red chooses down. So that means it'll be Hinkle's choice in the third period if we get to that point. Hinkle up 5-1. Tries to stand up. Hinkle says, nope, I want this leg. See if he can pick him up and get him back down. He's got to pull that in. He could try and sweep with his foot there. And instead he just tries to power him over, and he does. Hinkle keeps him. Does not allow the escape to happen as he was starting in the up position. Keeps control. 30 seconds into the second period here. Out of bounds. He did give him the escape there, so now they're going to start in neutral, so it's 5-2. Hinkle needs a takedown here to keep that lead, feeling good. Hinkle has got to move around and get that leg free. There it goes. There's the 3-point signal from the referee. 8-2 now. Hinkle's just got to keep control here as Clyer stands up and gets the 1-point escape. Back in neutral. 8-3. You can tell they are feeling it here. 20 seconds left here in the second period. It is early in the season as well. They are not in the best shape. Or at least not what you'll see towards the end of the season or what we'll see at the Allie Morrison duels coming back from winter break. 8 seconds here. Hinkle gets a 3-point takedown here in the last 10 seconds. That puts him up 11-3. That was a big move. 8-point lead now, as we know. Major decision. Moves it from 3 points for the team up to 4 points. And every point matters. We saw that with the girls earlier this season against West Marshall. They won 43-42. 11-3 here. We got some of the swimmers down here. I know Bobcat Live will be live still tonight. I think it just kicked off there at Wayward Social. Swimming will be on tonight, a little basketball as well. So this is our second ever dual broadcast for KFJB-TV. Able to do that because of new producer David Braga with us this year. There's a takedown, 14-3, 11 points for Hinkle now. Let's see if he can get his second win on the season according to Track Wrestling. We will most likely see Ignacio Macias up against the Wallhawks here for heavyweight. So this will be the one time we see Hinkle tonight, but we will double check with Coach Cross here when we get him on after this duel. Hinkle lets up an escape. That's all right. Still a 10-point lead, 14-4. I think these guys are exhausted here, David. You can see it on their face. We got 35 seconds left here in the third period. Hinkle takes one more shot here, trying to take that leg. Can we get another 3 points? And yes, he can. There's the 3-point takedown. He's up. Takes a look at the scoreboard, looking at the time. 20 seconds left here. Final period, 17-4. Has the major decision to push the Bobcats up 30-6 on the rail splitters. And as we've turned the page here after 106, we only have one more match. That'll get us through 113 to 144. So a lot of forfeits on the rail splitter side. That'll be the name of the game for the Bobcats today. So they pick up another 5 points there with Jackson Hinkle. Major decision, 17-4. 30-6 now for the Bobcats. Moving to a 106, so now we're going to see the biggest guys to the littlest guys. Nicholas Million, a freshman for the Bobcats, 2-4. We're going to see him against a senior, Cameron Hams. If he's a senior at 106, I imagine he's been wrestling his entire life. Freshman at 106 might just be the smallest kid in the hallways. And Cross was like, "Hey, we need a 106. Come out." So we'll see how this works out. We have another freshman, Ashton Wright. We'll see at 113 as well. Might see a freshman at 126 in the second matchup with Israel Garcia. But those are the three freshmen getting some varsity reps here for the Bobcats. Again, we will also have the Allie Morrison duels, which is a 6-hour day of wrestling. Duel after duel, so that'll happen here on KFJB-TV. First weekend in January, I believe, first Saturday. As Hams quickly gets a 3-point takedown here. Moving a little bit quicker than those big guys were at the end of that third period. As Hams trying to work that left leg free here. Millions just trying to keep that base and not flip over to his back here as Hams finally thought he had something going, but Million able to play some defense. Can't use the crawling out strategy as much as they could lean into it previously, as it's a little bit harder to get out of bounds now with the new rules this year. As Hams is making him uncomfortable. That's part of this too, is if you can just make your opponent uncomfortable, especially on the bottom, you don't want to be there very long. Not saying you just give up, but it's not fun. That's for sure. My wrestling coach in junior high, he said, slam your head into their temple. That hurts. He was right. Oh, Hams was trying to get a little bit of a cradle there going. Million gets saved a little bit by the out of bounds as they reset back into the middle. Bobcats got a commanding lead here as they're about to just score 24 points unanswered in the next 4 matches, as the Rail Splitters do not have wrestlers at those weights. Hams, though, only up 3-0 here because one takedown and he's been on top, but Million's done a good job to not give up any back points to the senior here. It's a big difference between 14 and 18, that's for sure. Or 14 and 17 even. All right. Looks at his coach and what he wants to do. He defers. Red. Rail Splitters picks neutral here, looking for a takedown to start and maybe to try to get some back points finally. So we'll see what happens. Again, Nicholas Million, he's a freshman, 2-4 so far this season according to Track Wrestling. See Nick Wise walking in front here. Hope we get to see him wrestle in the second matchup against the Wallhawks. As Million gives up that leg, so he works around, gets 3 points for the takedown now. Hams from the Rail Splitters. It's kind of the same MO as the first period. Gets an early takedown, except this time he lets him up. So 6-1. We've got 1:15 left in the second period here. As he shoots in and Million sprawls out. They're right in there near the out of bounds. Is he going to give him the takedown before they went out of bounds? That's the question here. He does not. They come back into the neutral position. It is still 6-1. Million's putting up a pretty good showing here. If he can get a takedown, he is right there in this still. Looks like Cameron Hams, though, just might have a little bit. Oh, Million throws him off. Hams does look like he has a little more muscle on him than Million does. So I wonder if Million is right up to that 106 weight or if he's a little bit underneath. But he's feeling good right now as he runs back to the middle to reset here. 6-1. Hams over Million. Hams takes a shot. Million sprawls out. Million's got his arms underneath. Maybe he can tip him one way or the other. Underneath the shoulders there, like he's got him hooked. He's trying to do a suicide roll there a little bit. Did not work for him, but he didn't end up on his back. That's 3 points there for Hams now. Up 9-1. And that is the end of the second period there. So it'll be Million's choice here for what he wants to do. 9-1, the senior over the freshman here. Million chooses the bottom. So again, that's that Luke Cross mentality that he told us about last year, where we like to start on bottom, get the escape, get the takedown. That's a 4-point swing now instead of 3. So I'm sure he loved that change. Million, though, has spent most of the time on the bottom here and hasn't been able to do much. Only one escape where Hams really kind of just let him up there, trying to, again, accrue those points on the takedown. So Million's got to make a move as he looks wrapped up. Leg picked, arm. Well, he's got his arms free now as he tries to pick Hams' arm and maybe see if Hams is out of position and he gets him to roll over. Can he get a pin here? So that's at least 2 points for the reversal, getting some back points here. I believe that's 4 back points. Can he get a pin? There's the pin, the freshman over the senior right there. Nicholas Million over Cameron Hams, 6 points. That is a huge swing as he had about an 8-point lead. It was, I believe, 9-1. Million gets a great reversal as Hams gets out of position there. It was able to get the pin, the freshman over the senior. That has to be an upset. That will be one that we talk to Coach Cross as Ashton Wright goes out, gets the 6 points there, puts the Bobcats up 42-6. Now we have Jose Corral Coronado, sophomore, taking a forfeit here. That'll put him up 48-6. I believe Ty Faltis will be 126 here. Next, let's see who they announce. But we'll move on to 126. This is where not having a full roster is really your disadvantage during the dual season. I understand there's the individuals when we get to state and things like that, but the Bobcats having the numbers, both in the boys and the girls, to have a full roster has been their advantage. Great advantage for the girls. We've seen it a couple times in duels. That is actually the reason they got the extra point over West Marshall and got the victory. And now we're seeing it 24 straight points for the Bobcats after a huge pin by Million there at 106. Did you catch the time on that pin? It was in the third period, though, about 5 minutes. That was huge there for Nicholas Million, a freshman over the senior Cameron Hams. Put up the Bobcats 36-6. Lucas Baines here at 132. Should be getting a forfeit as well. Do we have that announced? Right here, I believe is... Listen to the announcers here. Okay, so there was an addition that we did not get there. Richard Shepard for the Rail Splitters. We're going to go, if you want to follow or find stats, you can always go to Track Wrestling to do that. Lucas Bantz, though, gets a takedown now, gets those 3 points. If you go to Track Wrestling, you can follow the Bobcats in their season. I know Liz Wise and the crew here does a good job when we have like the Allie Morrison duels to keep those up to date of all the duels that are going on, because we'll have 3 mats and the auxiliary gym going that day, as Lucas Bantz is now getting some back points. He looks almost in mid-season form here. Somebody that made it to state last year for the Bobcats. He is 4-1 so far this season, according to Track Wrestling there. Senior taking on Richard Shepard of the Rail Splitters. Bantz, though. Bantz, this is his sport for sure, making it to state his junior year, looking to repeat now as senior and make some noise as well. There he gets the pin over Richard Shepard. That's 6 more points. Either way, we had it as a forfeit. Either way, Bobcats get it. (59-6). Should be at 148. Colby Cross, a sophomore, against a sophomore, Prasant Rai, the Rail Splitters. We saw Cross have a good Allie Morrison duels last year as a freshman. Make some noise on that varsity team. Passant Rye here for the Rail Splitters as Cross gets the early takedown there with 8 seconds gone in the first period. Colby Cross just trying to do what he can here. Take care of or get advantage of one of those limbs, break him down as Rye gets loose here. So 3-1 now. Rye shoots in. As he gets another takedown there. Cross now up 6-1. See if he can go to work. So he had control of that right arm there. Keeps breaking down the base. Yep, got that right arm under control. What can you do to get him to his back? He breaks him off of his legs now and seeing what he can work with. Kyle Martin, my morning show partner, the morning show host. We argued again today about if the banana split is a real move. My coach taught it to us. Have not seen it yet in any of our KFJB-TV broadcasts, but Cross is still 6-1, trying to just get anything here, but has a 5-point lead. 15 seconds left. Can he crank over and get any back points here before the end of the period? I feel like it would have been called out of bounds last year at some point there, but this year with the new rules was able to keep the clock ticking away here. There it is, end of the first period. Cross is still up 6-1. Bobcats as a team, though, get the victory over the Rail Splitters. Big victory for them tonight, 59-6. It sounds like maybe some JV matches will happen over here on KFJB-TV, so we'll let you guys see some of that. But we'll try and get Coach Cross up here as well, as any of this post-game coverage with Cross is all brought to you by Scouting America. Cross starts, gets a reversal here, so he's up 8-1 now. No. Got some back points. He's just trying to find whatever he can there. He keeps breaking down the base in his arms. And now let's see. He's got a couple chicken wings there. That does not feel good. Just trying to crank this guy over. Basant Rai from the Rail Splitters. Also a sophomore, and there his hips finally flip over here. Cross, pin. 65-6 now. That was a 3-minute and 4-second pin. And Nick Wise takes a forfeit at 1:44 to put the Bobcats now up 71-6 for a huge victory over the Rail Splitters here. Couple really good pins there. I mean, the highlight there is definitely Nicholas Miller getting that pin in the third period, the freshman over the senior at 106. We'll have to ask Coach Cross about that here. We'll do that. All this coverage brought to you by Scouting America.
One of the biggest things that I see coming out of scouting is they actually teach so many life skills that you don't see in the regular classrooms these days. Kids come out with the ability to balance a checkbook, change a tire, even how to produce a grocery list and cook a decent meal for himself. I really think that Scouts has helped my son become such a well-rounded individual that he's ready to go out into the world as an adult and be a productive member of our society. I recommend that anybody put their kid into Scouts.
Welcome back to KFJB-TV and our coverage tonight of the Marshalltown Bobcats, Des Moines Lincoln Rail Splitters, and the Waterloo West Wahawks tonight here for some duels in the Roundhouse. The Bobcats just dominated the Rail Splitters. They lost one match. That was J.J. Schoenfelder, who got pinned in 5 minutes and 52 seconds by Lance Clark, the senior from the Rail Splitters. But the Bobcats had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pins on their own to lead them to a cruise 71-6 victory over the Rail Splitters here. Got to feel good about that one. Again, the highlight was the freshman Nicholas Millian getting a reversal as the senior Cameron Hams put himself into a kind of an awkward position. Millian takes advantage, gets the pin. I think that with the way that the Bobcats and obviously the score of that match was going, he had to get a pin to do anything, just trying to fight to get away from a major decision there. But gets the pin. His teammates are up on their feet. Everybody's cheering in the crowd. It was highlight there, that first game, or that first duel. But you also had a pin, 48 seconds by Carson Wright, the junior. That was the first pin of the match. Not to be outdone, though, Johan Gomez, 17-second pin for the Bobcats. That was the third one of the night after he just saw his teammate Dalton Zednicek get a pin in 1 minute and 31 seconds as well. So lots of pins here, lots of cheering for the Bobcats as they cruise to a huge win over the Des Moines Lincoln Rail Splitters. So we see Coach Cross coming up here, so we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have a conversation with Coach Cross. back in here. We have head coach Luke Cross with us after a big 71-6 win over the Des Moines Lincoln Rail Splitters. Has to feel good. You guys got 5 pins tonight there. I mean, more than half of the actual matches out on the mat there ended in a Bobcat pin.
Yeah, it's always good, especially in duels, to get pins. Obviously, way more important in tight duels, but it's good to see a big number like that. You don't really see that very often, so it's good.
So, just based off the reaction in the crowd, and obviously how that match was going at 106 there, was that Million over Hams upset?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So tell me about this.
So their kid is, I believe, a senior, and he's been 106 the whole gauntlet through all his years, and I didn't expect that, and we've been working with Nicholas about just being in the fight, being like in a dog fight, and because he does a lot of backing away, and when things get rough, he sometimes will fold, and so we're just trying to work on him to fight through adversity, and I think he showed us that he can tonight. Yeah.
It looked like Hams there got himself just kind of in a rough position, and he was able to take advantage of that, get the big pin late there in the third period. We had said going into that, either avoid the major decision or get a pin. That's kind of what he was looking at there. Senior at 106, is that probably one of their better wrestlers then for the team?
Yeah, they're, as far as I know, I think they have 3 pretty scrappy seniors. They're 6-pounder, they're 65-pounder, and they're 215.
Yeah, so let's talk about that 165. Xavier Anderson made it to state last year, ranked 7th here at 165. Gets a 16-4 win. He just kind of looked like, I'm going to take you down, I'll let you up here, see if I can find something. Nope, let you up. That seems what Xavier does.
It was very frustrating for him, to be honest, because you can tell when you wrestle a kid and their only objective is to try to keep the score close, and that's what that kid was doing. He was doing a lot of hand fighting and backing away and keeping Xavier at a distance, and so the score wasn't really what it should have been. And like it's fine for us, right? We won, but Xavier wants to pin. And when a guy's on bottom with his hands out in front and not wrestling, it's hard to compete.
Yeah. I think another really exciting one was Johan Gomez, 17 seconds there, just threw him down, had control.
Well, one thing I've been talking to Johan about is just is like being the alpha, right? He's a senior. He's got to let people know I'm here, not you, right? And so we've been just working on just being the aggressor and not trying to be slick. Just go out there and just beat people up.
Yeah, I think that fits with his personality a little bit too. Another pin, Carson Wright, 48 seconds there in the first period. Kind of the second match of the night, so really set the tone there for the Bobcats.
Yeah, especially after that first one came.
16-15 there.
Yeah, that was we had a pretty commanding lead, and their kid had a rally and almost beat us. So that gave them a little momentum, even though they lost. It gave them a little momentum, and so it's good for Carson just to be like, no, calm down. We're here.
Yeah. Really good first night here for the Bobcats. Dalton Zednicek and also Colby Cross got pins for the Bobcats. Anybody there, other than, we highlighted Nicholas Million there at 106. Anybody else kind of surprise you or feeling good about after that first?
No, I'm proud of JJ at 215. Even though he is our sole loss, which he's probably bumming about, but that was against a state qualifier and a senior. And JJ's just coming back. He played basketball last year. They decided to wrestle this year, and he's a big, strong boy, and we're excited for him. So
yeah,
it's good stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I think that senior advantage in wrestling is something that'll happen there. So, well, great job here on that first duel. What are we looking for then when we look at Waterloo West? What are some matchups we should watch for?
They have a really good 113-pounder, but he actually missed weight by a little bit, so he's going to bump up to 120.
Okay.
And he's going to, so that's Sylvester Koto, I believe is his name.
Okay.
Yeah, and you'll see him. He was actually at our district last year and should have been a state qualifier, but got really upset during a match and got ejected, which was really unfortunate when you see that happen. But he's a really high-quality wrestler for Waterloo West, so we're hoping to just kind of battle him to our best. Other places, I honestly don't know their lineup that well, but
they've got 144, so we'll be able to actually see Nick Wise wrestle, who's having a good year too.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a tighter duel than it was against Lincoln, but I'm still hoping to put them away. But Waterloo has incredible athletes, and their coaching is good too. So if they set the tone right away, then we might be chasing them, and hopefully that's not the case.
Yeah, and in 5 years, it might be just one Waterloo team where you're putting all the athletes together there, which make it a little tougher. But, hey, Coach Cross, I appreciate you coming up here between matches, and good luck in our next one against the Wahawks.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. And we'll take another break here, and when we come back, we'll show you some coverage here of the Wahawks against the Rail Splitters, so stick with us.
Don't let concerns about shifts in the market disrupt your long-term financial goals. Edward Jones financial advisor Zach Wall can help. He'll work with you on an investment strategy for long-term results. Edward Jones can give you the tools and knowledge for a steady approach to hitting your financial targets. Get started by giving Zach Wall a call at 641-752-3017 in Marshalltown or visiting edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
Do you know Lennox Employees Credit Union makes loans for recreational vehicles? So if you'd rather be enjoying this winter on a snowmobile, the Lennox Employees Credit Union makes loans for them. Plus ATVs, jet skis, boats, and trailers. The loan process is so easy. Loans for used vehicles like campers and snowmobiles are available too. Get rate info at lennoxecu.com. Fun things up with help from Lennox Employees Credit Union. 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA.
And now joined with us, we've got head coach for the Marshalltown Girls Bobcat wrestling team, Isaiah Cox. How you doing today?
Pretty good, man. How's it going?
It is going well. I appreciate you coming by, and you said you were on your way out. I'm glad I grabbed you here. So how was practice today?
It was good, man. We've been having a great week of practice. We didn't have anything this week during the week. We have some this weekend, but we've been having a great week of practice, just going hard, grinding hard. It was good for us. We needed this.
Yeah, a little bit of a break here before a big tournament, 19 schools there on Saturday. I see a couple girls here sticking around watching the duels. Kind of good to see a big win there over the Lincoln Rail Splitters.
Yeah, man, the boys, they've been looking good this year. They've been working hard, and you know, our girls, they look up to them, and they love how they compete, and they're trying to replicate what they're doing. So that's good for us.
Yeah, I count. There's a handful of boys here that can probably make it to state here. Gigi made it to state last year. How's she looking here at the beginning of the season?
She's doing good. You know, we're cleaning up some things, knocking the rust off. You know, we're getting ready for Saturday, and you know, she's feeling good. You know, she's looking good. So we're ready to go, man. Yeah, so we saw it here with the boys against the Rail Splitters, a lot of forfeits. Full team for the girls, right? Yep. We've been having a full team. 30-plus girls, is that what you told me earlier this year? Yep, so still want more, though, hungry for more. Hey, man, we want way more. Anybody that wants to join, just come on down. We'll invite you in, man. And so do you have any girls this year that are brand new to wrestling that kind of are learning on the grind? Actually, a lot of our girls are brand new. Our heavyweight, Mariah, she's new. Natalie, she's new. Just Stephanie, she's a senior. She's new to this year. A lot of our girls are real new, and you know, and we're young. You know, we have a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores. We have a lot of room to grow. So it's going to be awesome. So how do you start practice then at the beginning of the season? Do you have to break it down? This is how a duel works. Do you push through that duel? Do you focus on the individual? Yeah, so, you know, that first day of practice, you know, we just, you know, I tried to go over, like, what wrestling is all about, give them that, you know, my mindset, what type of mindset to have. And then, you know, the week before we had our first duel meet at Nevada, we did like a mock duel, you know, and I kind of ran them through like what we would do before the duel, what would the refs be looking for and stuff like that, and, you know, not to lock our hands on bottom and things like that. So, you know, that type of stuff, I think that really helped us doing that mock duel. So we do have some changes on the boys' side this year. Same changes then on the girls' side? Yep. 3-point takedown, all that stuff. So everything. With the girls that are wrestled, I mean, now you learn all the rules to it, and now they changed it on you year two. So has that been an adjustment? Yeah, you know, a little bit, not too much. You know, they were still fairly new. You know, just because they were here last year doesn't mean they remember everything from last year. They're still, you know, trying to get that programmed in their head. The ref was still doing 2 on the takedown there at the beginning. People are still switching. Everybody's still trying to get, you know, I don't know, acclimated. Acclimated to all the new rules and stuff. So I love the 3-point takedown. I think it makes it more interesting on your feet. You know, I always thought the reversal should be 3 points. Yeah, because you're kind of getting an escape and a takedown. Yeah. But you know, whatever. I think you work real hard though when you get in the takedown. So that should be 3 points. Okay, I mean, I'm fine with it. You know, people like Xavier Anderson, we've seen him multiple times in the Allie Morrison duels. Just do the takedown, let him up. Yeah. I mean, now it's twice as fast. Yeah, I was about to say, now you get the tuck fall real quick now. And, you know, I say for the 3-point takedown, I say it's awesome because you work so hard to get that takedown. And then back before, it was just 2 points, right? And then the person stands up and they're still in the match. Now they stand up. They're 2 points behind now, so they have to work hard now to get that, you know, get in front or to get the pin or to get the win, you know? So I like the 3-point takedown. So were you here and watching the 106 there with Nicholas Million when he gets that big pin over Cameron? Man, I did not get to see it. I had just ran downstairs just to grab my stuff, and we were right here talking about it and how the kid was ranked and stuff, and Nick needs to move like he needs to move, and freaking Nick I come back up and everybody's screaming, Nick pinned the kid. I'm like, what? I missed it. So I'm proud of that kid. He's been working hard this whole summer too. He's like, a couple of these guys, they've been here all summer, man, and they've been working hard, and it's showing now. So.
Yeah, we wanted to get Liz Wise because I wanted to talk to her about how much work her son Nick Wise, also Nick, has been putting in. He talked to Cross a little bit last week, and he just told me all summer.
All summer.
He didn't play football. Nope. He didn't play baseball. Nope. It was all wrestling.
Just grinding.
So,
and, you know, you can tell the way he works in the wrestling room, how much he cares about the sport, how hard he's been working, because he wants to get there.
Yeah.
He wants to be on the top of that podium, and I think he could.
He's got a chance, that's for sure. He's a junior this year, ranked 12th at the 144 weight class right now, 6-0, took a forfeit, so 7-0. We'll get to actually watch him wrestle in the next duel here. Yeah. Isaiah Cox, the girls, Bobcat girls wrestling coach.
Yeah,
anything else, man? Just feeling good, ready for Saturday.
Go Bobcats, baby, let's go.
Go Bobcats. All right, well, we appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
And we're going to continue just doing some coverage here of the Wall Hawks against the Rail Splitters.
Redeem with the victory for the Hawks. Now on the south bound will be Cooper McLeod for the Bobcats, Gavin Lopez for Des Moines Lincoln. On deck, Zach Kirkland for the Bobcats, Alex Lawrence, Waterloo West. And now in the hole will be Drew Max Aishi for the Bobcats and Jesus Ocampo of Des Moines Lincoln. You will be in the hole. For the rail splitters, as you can see, it for Waterloo West, John Rea. South JV now with Zach Kirkland for the Bobcats, Alex Lawrence for Waterloo West. On deck now is Drew Max Aishi for the Bobcats and Jesus Ocampo of Lincoln in the hole. Ryan Gilbertson, Marshalltown, and Cruz Des Moines Lincoln. 180 pounds for the wrestlers. It's Anthony Marshalltown. For Waterloo West, it's Verdon Holmes. Currently, the dual score between the Watts, Waterloo West, and the Royals are 8-5 in favor of the Watts. Marshalltown, Gabe Cruz, and one link you guys are in the hole. And we have Usher Bowles and James Knight, you guys are the third match on deck. Waterloo West leads that match between him and Orsino, 7-0 in the second period. Waterloo West, you guys are now in the hall. On deck for our final JV man on the south mat will be Usher Bowles, Marshalltown, James Knight, Waterloo West. You are on deck for our final JV bout. Bowles with the victory for the Wahawks. Giving it now a 12-5 lead in the duel. Over the rails of the Des Moines Lincoln. Now for the rails, it's Lance Clark for Waterloo West, Malachi Hickey. Bobcats. It's Usher Bullets for Waterloo West and the Locks. It's James Knights. Now at 285 pounds for the rail splitters is Billy Kyler. For the Hawks is Elijah Elliott. Now up at 106 pounds for the Rail Splitters is Cameron Harms for the Wahawks. To Waterloo West, Cooper Dean. Harms with a big fun victory for the Rails. It's now 18-11, team score-wise in favor of the Wahawks. Wahawks take the perfect victory of 113. Wahawks taking for the victory of 120. Wahawks taking for the victory at 126. Goal, Meader with a pickoff victory, 4 walks. Now we'll go ahead 42-11 in the duel. Over the rails of Waterloo, now we'll move to 138 pounds.
Back in on KFJB-TV here. We've got school board member
Hi, Zach.
Liz Wise with us. How are you, Liz?
Good. How are you?
I am doing well. More importantly, though, you are the mother of Nick Wise, who we didn't get to see wrestle this first time around.
Yes.
Took a forfeit. Track wrestling has him at 6-0. Is that correct?
This season it is 6-0. So
Okay.
he's had 5 pins and 1 forfeit.
Yeah, he had a pretty good Saturday. I saw
did,
5
yeah.
wins on Saturday, 5-0.
He's
So
pretty happy about it.
7-0 now. So we'll get to see him wrestle here in the next round. But I wanted to talk to you because he didn't play football.
He did not. No.
Didn't play baseball.
No, he did not.
What did he do all summer?
He wrestled. So we didn't make it to state last year, and so it kind of put a fire in him. And so he said, you know what, that's going to be my goal. And so we wrestled every weekend. And, you know, I think from the end of wrestling season, it starts up again at the end of March. Freestyle starts up. So we wrestled freestyle, and he did some Greco. And we've just been doing tournaments since then.
Where was he going? Where was kind of home base then?
So the freestyle tournaments were all over Iowa, but we went to a tournament in Wisconsin. He went to Kansas City, and then he decided to wrestle Super 32, which is in North Carolina. So he decided to go there too.
Okay.
So, yeah, he didn't do too bad. I mean, I think I can't remember his record, but he had a couple wins in there. So that Super 32 is one of the hardest folk style tournaments in the United States. That's where the best of the best go, and so at least we got some wins. So that was good.
Yeah, and I know I've heard both Coach Cross and Coach Cox with the girls say that he looks better this year.
Yeah, he does. He feels strong.
Okay.
He feels a lot better. You know.
He looks a little thicker too. It looks like he's put on a little weight.
He weightlifted and he wrestled. That's what he decided to do. So yeah, so it's showing, and you know he's happy. I told him this year we're wrestling happy. We're wrestling and we're gonna have fun and we're gonna smile. We got 2 years left.
Are you supposed to smile when you're
well,
trying to?
I don't think so, but the mom in me says we're wrestling happy, kid. So enjoy every moment of it and just rest. You wrestle better when you're having, you know, when you're loose. It's like anything. When you're loose and you're gonna do better. And so he might disagree with me. I'm sure he will, but I told him to wrestle happy.
So. Wrestling family, very much.
Yes.
Top to bottom there. So
yes.
How do you feel looking at the team here? I mean, we've got a handful of names that can probably make it to state here.
I'm so
looking
excited.
at it. I mean,
oh my
do we
goodness.
feel like we've got a good dual team for the Bobcats?
I'm so excited.
Ames, how did they look?
They looked fat. I mean, like our team looked great. There are things that we could work on, which Coach would say. But and it's fun because we've grown up with these kids. And like all of us parents have kind of, been together throughout all the years, and I think that it's going to be a lot of fun this season.
Yeah. So just talk. I know there's always good parent backing in every sport. For wrestling, do you guys do anything special, team dinners or anything like that?
With the cutting of the weight, that makes for it a little hard.
Probably
for
not.
dinners.
Yeah, good point. No spaghetti the night
No
before.
spaghetti on Friday night of a Saturday meet. Nope. But the parents we all band together and get food for them on Saturday, and so we provide meals for them on Saturday. But I just think that we're all friends, and that makes a lot more fun. So we're all cheering each other's kiddos on, and it's just. I mean, Nick has wrestled with Lucas Bantz since he was 4, and so and Dalton's Ednichek since he was 4. So they're gonna they've been together 13 years. So it's gonna be a good season, but kind of we've been looking forward to it for many years.
Yeah. So we will see. The Bobcats again on KFJB-TV for the Ollie Morrison duels. You guys always have a big bake sale as well that day, so we want to let the people know, come on out.
Yep, right.
Because that supports the wrestlers, and as well, you guys run the concessions at football a lot as well. So
we did, I know.
And baseball.
Yeah, and baseball.
Shout out Nick, actually. He threw me a couple free hot dogs.
Did he?
Always take that. So,
right, well, we like to help our friends.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's again, we're kind of a family, like wrestling kind of, you're kind of a family. There's only so many of you, and so it's those type of things help with the environment. And I know Coach Cross on his sheet that he sends out, the thing he's most proud of right now is the environment in the room and the camaraderie, and so that is awesome. So I'm excited about that too, because they're really a team. They're really a team.
A lot of boys standing over there getting ready for this next duel that'll happen against the Wahawks. Big numbers for the girls as well. I think it really kind of bleeds over between the two teams. So good to see that, Liz. It's always good to see you as well. I appreciate you hopping on. Just give us a little insight on Nick Summer here. And I think off to a good start this year. 6-0, 7-0, taking the forfeit, and we'll get to see him wrestle against the Wahawks. So
yes, thank you very much, Zach. It's a pleasure being here.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We're going to take one break here. We'll get a little Dairy Queen ad. Actually, real quick.
Yes.
Give me a Blizzard.
Okay. It's one that one of our employees made.
Okay.
It's raspberry chocolate chunk and cheesecake. It's so good.
All right. I know what I'm doing when I leave here now. So
it is. Yeah, it's one that our employees made. So if you ask their employees, they'll tell you their favorite ones, and it might be, but yeah, that's a good one.
All right.
So.
Well, let's hear from that Dairy Queen sponsor as well. Thank you, Liz. I appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely.
Dairy Queen has so many fantastic treats and delicious food, it's hard to know what to order first. So we're asking Marshalltown Mikey to help us decide. From burgers, baskets, and sides to blizzards, cakes, and more, both Marshalltown locations are serving up everything you love.
Right now, enjoy the Cheeseburger Lovers. 2 singles for $5 and 2 doubles for $7. Blizzard of the month is Peppermint Hot Cocoa.
I'm gonna need more time.
Get Dairy Queen delivered or at both Marshalltown locations.
Auto loans at Lennox Employees Credit Union are not just for cars. If you are looking to purchase a new or used motorcycle, boat, snowmobile, or other recreational vehicle, look no further. Lennox Employees Credit Union has low loan rates, and the loan process is so easy. Visit lennoxecu.com for rates and membership eligibility information, or go to 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown to visit with one of our loan officers. Lennox Employees Credit Union, member NCUA.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
Waterloo West and the Bobcats. And that duel will start at 165 pounds.
back in on KFJB-TV. We are starting at 160. I believe we're at 165 here with Xavier Anderson, senior for the Bobcats, 7-0 on the season, made it to state last year. Already off to a hot start, 7-0. He has the lead. Oh, excuse me. The Zednicek. Anderson got a forfeit, as my producer here, David Braga, lets me know. Well, that was Zednicek over John Ray of the Waterloo Wahawks. So that should put the Bobcats up now 12-0. To start out this duel. And again, we're going to see a couple forfeits here. We got now Johan Gomez, 17-second pin in that first matchup, using the weight against his opponent, was able to throw him. It's against Peregrine Holmes here for the Wahawks. Gomez comes in now 5-2 on the season. Gets a takedown here, which is 3 points. Gomez here still just trying to work a little bit. Lets him up. Got 3 back points, so he's now up to 6-1 as they'll reset in the neutral position. But again, we heard from both Coach Cox and Coach Cross, that 3 points is a big deal on the takedowns, and you'll probably see more of this where they let him up. There he trips him up, gets another takedown. That'll put him up 9-1 now, getting some back points. There's 2, 3, 4. He's going for the pin, gets it there. 2 pins for Johan Gomez today. That pin is in 1 minute and 6 seconds for the senior. Johan having himself an evening here, putting the Bobcats up now 18-0, as we just hear on the PA as well. For anybody using up their TV watching KFJB-TV, we appreciate that. Update on the Cyclones and Hawkeye basketball game. Iowa in the lead, 64-56 with about 10 minutes to go. As now we've got sophomore J.J. Schoenfelder out there for the Bobcats. He is 2-6 against Malachi Hickey for the Waterloo Wahawks. Schoenfelder was somebody that Cross said, even though he's the only loss in the last duel, he actually showed a lot of fight. Was able to really extend that one out. He did get pinned close to the end of the third period there by a senior who made it to state, as Coach let us know. A little scary fall there for both individuals, as Hickey does get the takedown, but Schoenfelder gets the escape. Another thing Coach mentioned about JJ is he played basketball last year, and looking at him in the singlet out there, I think wrestling is where he's supposed to be. He's got to get that leg free. JJ needs to get that leg free to get the takedown in 3 points. You can see his left leg is getting eaten up there by Malachi Hickey. Now we got an illegal grab here. Gonna reset. They gave Schoenfelder the takedown, so he's now up 4-3, and he's gonna start in the top position here. And JJ just doesn't want to let him go. Again, had a great football season as a sophomore, and now hoping to extend that out here into wrestling. 2-6 on the season so far for the sophomore, but wrestling some big guys there at 215. JJ's got to get his legs free, or he's going to end up letting a reversal happen. And now he's on his back here, not in a good spot. So that's 5-4 now for Hickey and the Wahawks. You can see some of the Bobcat wrestlers getting warmed up here right below us and maybe in the background. as JJ's just trying to build that base, not let anything happen. We got 5 seconds left in the first period here. Towel Boy's out there. Doesn't know which ref to go to. Gets it stopped there. So Green will decide. JJ makes the decision first. JJ decides to defer here, so it's up to red. Malachi Hickey for the Wahawks. Again, if you want to look up some of the stats, when we were talking to Liz Wise earlier, she mentioned that, they're doing a great job for the Bobcats. Everything is up to date for them on track wrestling. So you can find all the stats for especially the teams that keep it up to date out there across the state. JJ starts on top, so there's the reversal for Malachi Hickey there. Now he's earning some back points, so that's at least 2. So that's that strategy that Cross talked about again last year where, we had Malachi Hickey start on bottom. He gets the reversal, gets the back points, now he gets the pin. That's in 2 minutes and 33 seconds there. JJ loses again tonight, but overall, I think, like Cross said after that first match, I don't think he should be hanging his head. Malachi Hickey, I imagine, is not his first year wrestling at the high school level where JJ played basketball last year as a freshman. So JJ will continue to grow. And wow, what an announcement we get for Nacho out there. Ignacio Macias, the junior heavyweight for the Bobcats, comes in at 3-1. We saw Jackson Hinkle in the first duel. Now we get a little Nacho for us here in the second one. That kid loves the camera. Have you noticed that in football or anything? He always finds the camera. Great wave to the camera. Again, the heavyweights here, they're going to want to throw one another, use that weight against one another. Ooh, Nacho picks him up, puts him on the ground, and gets a big takedown. Kind of slams his head into the mat, trying to assert dominance a little bit there. 1 point awarded back to the Wahawks. Want to talk just real quick if we have anybody new joining us right now. The scoring rules here, so an escape. They're on the bottom there. They are able to get loose. That's 1 point for that wrestler. A takedown is now worth 3 points this year. A change from last year. That was only worth 2. A reversal if you're on bottom and then you take over and get on top. That's worth 2 points. And then back points. 2 seconds is 2 points. 3 seconds, 3 points. 4 seconds, 4 points. Have to break that 45-degree angle. Nacho is trying to just power him over here. He's got a half Nelson and he is cranking over the Wahawk and gets a pin here. 1 minute, 6 seconds for Nacho. Ignacio Macias gets a pin. That puts the Bobcats up now 24-6, going up to the 106 weight class. Joked about it earlier. Love seeing the big boys. Now we're back down to the little boys. We're going to see more shots taken, a little more finesse happening. They're not going to be trying to throw one another. Not a lot of weight to throw out there with the little guys. So 106, Nicholas Million, freshman, now 3-4 on the season, got a huge pin in that first match. Ended up beating a senior Cameron Hams. Now he's going up against Cooper Dean from the Waterloo Wahawks. Let's see if he can get a little magic again as Million shoots here. Tries to crank him over. He's got to be feeling good right now, getting that big win late in the third period against the Rail Splitters there. But he takes control, gets a good early 3-0 lead with that takedown. Again, new change this year. 3 points for a takedown, not 2. And as they get close to the edge here, I want to remind you, wrestlers will be considered in bounds as long as one of the wrestlers have one of the supporting points on or inside the circle. They do get outside there, but that's a change this year. Also, near fall points will match the time of the wrestlers on their back, going all the way up to 4 now. So did see some big scores in that first duel, so we are seeing things move a little bit quicker. We are seeing some bigger points. That very first match was 16-15. Exciting to start the night. Nicholas Million here for the Bobcats going to work on top. Up 3-0 right now. Got a takedown right there at the beginning of the period. 60 seconds left here in the first period. He's working that right arm. You see he's got control of that. Just keeps knocking his base on him. Got the chicken wing going here. Can we crank him over? He does. All right. Looking for his second pin of the night. Million feeling like $1 million at the moment. Come on, ref. Looks like that left, I guess the right shoulder for Cooper Dean there is just barely off the mat here. But he's got all 4 back points, so that'll get him up 7-0 here in the first period. Got 25 seconds left, so Dean is not in a good position here. Not trying to roll out of it. He does, so there's 4 back points. That's positive for Million. As Dean is able to build his base back up here. We got 10 seconds left. Tries a little bit of a throw here. Is he going to get any back points in the last 10 seconds here? The towel boy is out there. And there it is. Do we get any back points? No back points awarded. Tough. 7-0 though for Million after that first period here. Again, the crowd erupted when he got that pin in that first one against the Rail Splitters there, wrestling a senior. Here he gets the 3-point takedown. Now he's up 10, got the major decision, so that's 4 points for the team. Already doing better than a minor decision. Now he's trying to rock him back. A little dangerous move there, rolling onto his own back, but we've seen a couple guys do that and get some back points. I don't know if we've seen a pin yet, but he is hanging pretty loose, and there's the reversal. Well, not just yet. They didn't award the 2 points just yet, as Million gets back on top and control here. Million, a freshman this season, 3-4 with a big pin earlier tonight, trying to get a second win to go perfect this evening. Looks like Million knows what he's doing out there, which is good to have. It's a weapon to have at 106. If you can get some points at that 106 weight class or not just give up a forfeit every time, that is a big help. So pause. There's a little item there on the mat, some sort of equipment. Looks like pops off of Cooper Dean there for the Waterloo West Wahawks. And they cleaned up that mat over there on the south side real quick when JV got over. All the focus now is here with Varsity. Million just trying to look for something here. He's got 35 seconds left in the second period. He's up 10-0 here, so he's got the major decision. Can he get some back points before the end of the period? That's the question here. Looks like an illegal hold. They're going to reset. The other thing now, since JV's over, we do have 2 referees kind of watching here. Obviously, you have the main ref that's at the top of the screen there, but you got 2 refs that are watching over the match. Million's got control of that right arm. What's he going to do with it? We've seen a lot of chicken wing. I think that that's another cross. That's what he likes to teach. They're doing a lot of these suicide rolls, and I feel like we're getting playing with a little fire here tonight, David. End of the second period. Million still up 10-0 here, so he's got the major decision. That'll be an extra 4 points. Can he get up to a tech fall would be 15, or he can get a pin. Tech fall's worth 5 points as a team, and a pin would be 6 points. So that's all he's trying to do right now is add points to the team score. The Bobcats are up 24-6 and ran away with the last one. Here, new rules this year. Million still has his feet in bounds, so they are not anywhere close to being out of bounds, and he might get the pin here. He's definitely got the 4 back points, and he's doing whatever he can to get. There it is. That looks like he's down. I'm not seeing any light come through there, but I guess I'm not the one laying on the mat right now. There it is. Million. Second pin tonight. This one happens in 4 minutes and 36 seconds. And that puts the Bobcats up 30-6. David, we did figure out our scoring malfunction. I didn't math correctly as we were running through all those forfeits in the last match. But we'll get to see now another freshman here, Ashton Wright. Left fielder as an 8th grader for the Bobcat varsity baseball team. So is now seeing him in another sport on KFJB-TV. I know he's also a big pool rat too. Hangs out a lot at the pool. There he takes a shot here. Ashton Wright is 3-3 on the season. So starting out 500 at 113. I believe he's wrestling Sylvester Kodo? Thought Cross had said that he missed weight, but looks like he's still wrestling at 113 for the Waterloo West Wallhawks. Again, Ashton Wright's a freshman this year, getting a little experience on varsity. Looks like got a little reversal there. I was going to say, that can't be the score right now. David, our producer, who is at his very first duel, was better than the scoreboard here and had us right at 2-3. Ashton is down. Ashton Wright for the Bobcats down to Sylvester. Ashton picks him up, tries to just smash him down onto the mat, but unable to do so. Now looking for potentially a cradle there, but it looks like Sylvester's got his left leg and might get Ashton into a little trouble. Well, unless you just pick up his legs, then. There, Sylvester gets away, so it's now 5-2. As Ashton got a reversal earlier, and that's how he ended up on top. As he shoots in, grabs that right leg. Now, if he can get his head up and his arm around him, that'll be, if he can get that right arm free, he could get that 2 points. He's able to power away from him. I think the biggest thing with Ashton here looking at him is he just hit the weight room a little bit. Freshman at 113, his frame looks a little bit bigger than what 113 would be. So, you know, his sophomore, junior year, after he hits the weight room a little bit, he might be up there wrestling 132, 138. There he ends the first period. Sylvester's up 5-2. The Bobcats, though, lead this as a team, 30-6 in the duel. Ashton is on top to start the second period. I'm getting a note that may not be Sylvester out there for the Wallhawks. Ashton Wright, though, I just said he had to hit the weight room, and then he picks him up. So I guess he's proven me wrong. There we go. Gets 3 points there, 5-6 now. Now he goes to work. We heard a little bit there from Cross in between duels about some of the guys from Lincoln were just kind of starfishing out there and putting their arms out. Kind of looked like the Wallhawk there was doing that to Ashton, but they quickly move out of bounds to reset with Ashton back on top. Wallhawks stand up. Ashton pulls him right back down. Update on the Iowa State basketball game. 72-74 Hawkeyes are in the lead. Got about 4 minutes left in that game there in Iowa City. So looks like it'll go down to the wire here. We are getting a note. It's Carlos Enrique Lopez for the Wallhawks out there, not Sylvester Kodo. Ashton Wright looks like he's trying to get a cradle here. If he can get those arms, if he can lock that in, which he does have a pretty good wingspan, so that would be an advantage for him. But he could have flipped him over right there. Right now, he just doesn't want to give up the reversal, and he does not. He maintains control here. Wright is doing a good job of keeping on top in the second period, and we're going to end that second period with Wright. He is losing by 1 point, 5-6. We did just get confirmation. It's Carlos Enrique Lopez for the Wahawks there. He is up 6-5 over Ashton Wright, the freshman for the Bobcats. 3-3 on the season. I guess 4-3 because he took a forfeit in that first duel today. So it's our first time seeing Ashton wrestle on KFJB-TV, left fielder for them this past season. On the baseball side of things, as an 8th grader. Pretty athletic kid. Ashton's trying to get an escape here. If he gets an escape, that'll tie it up 6-6. And who needs an escape when you can get a reversal here? 2 points as he takes the lead now, 7-6. Over Enrique Lopez. Ashton is got control of that left arm, gets him over here. Now he's getting back points. This is where you can start racking up, moving, getting comfortable here with a minute left. Who needs to be comfortable when you get a pin there? Big pin for Ashton Wright right there in 4 minutes. 4 minutes and 48 seconds there. Another 6 points for the Bobcats. That puts them up 36-6. Up next now for the Bobcats at the 120 weight class, Jose Corral Coronado, sophomore, 3-3 on the season. And this is Sylvester Cote for the Waterloo Wallhawks. And that's where Cross did mention, I don't think he made weight at 113. So bump him up and still get him to wrestle today against Jose Corral Coronado. As Coronado's just trying to get as deep as he can on that leg and take control of that leg. Cote does not want that to happen. Now he shoots in at Coronado. Coronado sprawls out of that one, and they are still tied up here in the neutral position. 50 seconds into this. Cote shoots here, gets Coronado's left leg here. Can he work it around and maintain control for the three-point takedown? I would give it, there it is. There's 3 points to Cote, the 120 weight class tonight. Jose Corral Coronado, 3-3 on the season, actually 4-3 because he took a forfeit in the last one. Now in a tough position. Coronado gives up some back points here. He is now losing 7-0. Illegal grip there. Going to reset. Cote will be on top here as Jose Corral Coronado is down 7-0. This is not a place that the Bobcats have been in so far tonight. A lot of wins for the Bobcats, a lot of pins again in that first one against the Rail Splitters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pins for the Bobcats there. And on top of that, 3 of those 5 were actually in the first period. But none of them were bigger than that pin by Nicholas Million over Cameron Harms, the senior from the Des Moines Lincoln Rail Splitters, at 106. That was a huge upset. He gets it late into that third period. Kind of just gets Harms in a bad position there and able to take advantage and get the pin. The entire Bobcat bench and crowd erupted with that. Unfortunately, head coach for the girls, Isaiah Cox, was not able to witness it, and he was a little upset there. But I think we're going to get another follow on KFJB-TV tonight as he's going to go home. He said he's going to watch that when he gets home. But back in action here. We got 20 seconds left in the second period. 7-0 Wallhawks at the moment. Cote for the Wallhawks. As he's just trying to maintain control here, being on top. 5 seconds left. Jose Corral Coronado, not a name I saw last year, so new face to the varsity team with the Bobcats. 3-3 on the season, and fighting here into the third period, down 7-0. Did not give up a point that period, so that's something good. Looks like he's got to see the trainer again. Don't want to get any blood out on the mats. Got to give you an update, though. Down to the wire. Got 2 Iowa State fans here with David and myself, and we're happy. 78-75 right now. 76 as the Hawkeyes make a free throw. You can be listening to that on the radio. That's on the radio side for News Talk 1230 KFJB AM, 93.9 FM. Hawkeye fans, listen there. Iowa State fans, go to Kicks Country, Kicks 101.1 as well. Cyclones just hit a three-pointer there, 81-76. Minute 30 left in that game. Taking care of a bloody nose here. It happens in wrestling a lot, David, and it makes me think about my junior high wrestling coach, because there were a couple things that he would always say. You're basically just trying to smash their face into the mat as much as possible and make them uncomfortable. Sometimes bloody nose happen because of that. So back in the action here. Tries to, again, some of these suicide rolls, both. I guess we got the Wallhawks now, but Bobcats have been doing that all night. We see that here out of Cote as they do a little dip-de-doo scooparoo there. 9-0 here. Corral Coronado's he's got to get an escape and he's got to get a takedown. That'll put him, there it is. He's still got 1 foot in, so the refs are letting him go. Now they're calling it out. Will he get the takedown, though? He should get 2 points here, and he should start on top unless they're not going to count that. So they did not give him the takedown. He has the escape, 9-1. As we've got a minute 15 left here in the second period. A takedown would be huge and would put him just right back into that position. Battle for this. Ooh. Face slammed to the mat there, David. Didn't look good on that one. But now he lets him up. Cote is up 12-2 now. He's got the major decision. Can he get a tech fall or a pin is now what he's working for, as there's 45 seconds left in the second period. Right here, Corral Coronado, he's got to get his leg free, get around, and he can get the 3 points for the takedown, as the refs are going to slow it down here. Reset in the middle. We go neutral here, 12-2. The sophomore, 4-3 on the season after taking a forfeit tonight. Needs to get that right leg free so he can come around. The thing about this Sylvester kid, he's been getting deep in onto that leg in every single shot that he's taken so far. And Corral Coronado has just not been able to wiggle that leg free. And here it goes again. There's that 3 points, 15-2 now. It's a 13-point lead. 2 more points will end the match with a tech fall as the second period comes to a close. 15-2. We might have another stoppage here to look at the refs, just trying to keep everything clean out there. I don't know. If I was designing the mats, I might have done the opposite. Blue in the circle, red on the outside in case there's any blood. Is that what the other one was? Okay. And I think that was the newer one. So they got that cleaned up pretty quick. We're still looking. Looks like, is the ref saying Green's got the decision here? Oh, they're both getting cleaned up down there now. Let's check back in with Fran McCaffrey and TJ Otzelberger here. 81-76. Good guys up there. Cyclones winning. 50 seconds left. Can be listening to that on News Talk 1230 KFJB AM on the radio side of things. I wonder if we get in trouble with our Hawkeye affiliate if I started. Who is that? Is that Dolphin still? Gary Dolphin, yeah. I'll let him stick to the college sports here. As we do get cleaned up here and heading back on out for the last period. You know, that's at least they get a little break there because these boys have been working hard out on the mat, and you don't think 2 minutes is a long time until you work in radio or you wrestle. Let me tell you, you gotta fill 2 minutes here. 2 minutes with Tomish every Friday. Tune in. 8:26 on KFJB. All right, period 3 here between Sylvester Cote and Jose Corral Coronado. Cote's up there 15-2. If he gets 3 points here, could be getting some back points here. If he gets 3 of them, that's a tech fall. It'll be 5 points awarded to the Wallhawks as a team. Wallhawks are losing 36-6 at the moment as a team. But I don't see any other forfeits coming up from the Wallhawks. I think we've got a full roster moving forward, which will be big. Oh no, the stream is loading in the most critical time of that game. Corral Coronado, he needs to get free here. That left leg is hooked, you can see, by Cote. So he can't, well, now he gave it up, but he wasn't able to break free. But he just needs to stand up. That is, you can see he's trying to get that right arm free and then stand up. But he wants to keep that base as best he can. As there's another one of those rolls where the guy on top rolls onto his back. Call him a suicide. Because as we saw earlier, with Million, feeling like $1 million after 2 pins tonight, getting that big pin. And here we go. There's the back points. Once he gets 3, that's game no matter what. Let him up. That'll put him up 18-2. Technical fall. Sylvester Cote gets the victory at 120 tonight. Typically, they're 113 wrestler, but beginning of the season, they don't have the extra 2 pounds. Things can happen, but that was 18-2. Makes it 36-11, and we'll move on to 126. This is another one where not sure who we're going to see for the Bobcats here. It's one of 2 names, so let's listen in. All right, we got Ty Faltis in there for the Bobcats there against Dean Hurdle for the Wallhawks. Faltis, also a golfer, had a pretty good golfing season, went to state, ended his career on a long putt there. Ty Faltis, though, took a forfeit earlier today that moves him to 1-1 on the season. As they're just trying to feel each other out right here. You know, again, got to bring up my junior high wrestling coach. When you're tied up like that, you can kind of see him trying to pull down on the back of the head. He said just try to put that nose through the mat. That's what they're trying to do out there. Get your opponent down on the mat as flat as possible is really your first objective. Well, it looks like the Cyclones pulled away in this one, 86-78 with 12 seconds left. So Cyclone fans, celebrate responsibly this evening. David, I want to see you in the office tomorrow at 8 a.m. Faltis trying to feel it out here against Hurdle from the Wallhawks. Where's the advantage? There he goes. He's trying to snap him down to the mat there. Put that nose through the mat. Got 30 seconds left here in the first period. Still no points scored. No shots, really. Just kind of, can I get him down? Seems like Faltis has kind of done all the work here. Get around for 2 points here. 15 seconds left. He's got to get that leg free. He can't be bad to give up. Be tough to give up those 3 points and now back points. Gave up 2 back points, so it's 5-0 now to end the first period. Tough there in the last 15 seconds. Faltis looked like he had the takedown. And Hurdle gets a little too deep on the leg there, able to get Faltis onto his back with some back points as well. We mentioned Nick Wise with Liz Wise as his mom on the school board. Ty Faltis, Sarah Faltis, also a school board member, has been for a while too. So want to give both of them a shout out for what they do in our community. I would love to know his mindset between golf and wrestling, because it's got to be drastically different there. One seems to be, I'm not very relaxed on the golf course because I'm usually in the woods, but here he goes again. He's just trying to snap him down, power him down onto the mat, where it looks like Hurdle from the Wallhawks here is just sprawling away and being a little more finesse here. Gets the 3 points, so he should be up now 8-0. And he goes to work on Faltis here. You can see that elbow in the back of the head. He's got that right arm at least. He's got the wrist control. And now he's trying to see if he can get an advantage with the left arm. Gives up that right arm to go for a leg pick here to just knock Faltis off of his base. Faltis is doing a great job of just being a rock right there, not letting him do much of anything. It really was the way that first takedown happened at the end of the first period that got him over to his back, because right now he's spent about 30 seconds down, and Hurdle's having a difficult time getting Faltis over. So Faltis does need to make up 8 points here right now. He's down 8-0, but doing a great job on bottom right now of not going over to his back. Needs to make a move on an escape. You can see he kind of stabilized himself with that right knee there. Faltis has got to try and stand up. If he can get an escape in the last 15 seconds here, that would be be great, because it would go from a major to a minor decision. He had less work to do in the third period, but Towel Boy's out there, 5 seconds left. Doesn't look like much of anything's going to happen here, as Faltis does a great job of really just being a rock there and not going over to his back at all. Third period now. Faltis coming over to Coach Cross, getting the last little bit of advice, as he's got 8 points to make up here. Kind of like Million there in that first round. Can he just get the pin or avoid the major decision? That's kind of the goal here. First goal, first objective, avoid that major decision. Got to score at least a point here. There it is. Get him onto his back. Get him onto his back. Almost allowed the reversal to happen, but was able to power. He's got a nice little hook there with his right arm around Hurdle's face. Hurdle's trying to escape. No back points awarded, and Hurdle now gets a reversal, so that makes it 10-0. That is brutal there to start the third period. 90 seconds left in this match right here. We do want to thank all of our sponsors tonight: Scouting America, Edward Jones, Scooters, Dairy Queen. I'm sure I'm missing a few in there as well. Lennox Employees Credit Union, for all of your support to make Bobcat Wrestling happen on KFJB-TV. There's an escape there. for Faltis as he gets 1 point. Can he get a takedown here? Avoid the major decision. That's what we've got to do here in the last 50 seconds. That's got to be the goal. That's being a team player. People don't think wrestling is a team sport. This is what makes it a team sport. People might think he's out of it because he's down 9, but can still make a move to affect the scoreboard at the end of the day. We got 30 seconds left here. Faltis dives in there trying to get that right leg. His Hurdle looks like he avoids it a little bit. Able to get the takedown. That puts Hurdle now up 13-1. He could let him go to neutral, still get the major decision, but looks like he's going to do a little work here for the last 15 seconds of this one. Faltis, tough battle here. He's going to move to 1-2 on the night, or excuse me, 1-2 on the season, 1-1 on the night, taking a forfeit in the first duel here. 13-1. Major decision. 36-16. This is still in reach for the Wallhawks. The Bobcats have not won this, and again, I don't see any forfeits coming up. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches to go here. And the Bobcats got a few pins tonight, but Bance made it to state last year. Got a win in the last match. Pushes him to 5-1 on the season. Bance, another guy that we've seen playing baseball on KFJB-TV as well. Athlete. Wrestling is his thing, though. Facing off against Cole Dean from the Waterloo West Wallhawks. You know, looking at this roster, Bance, Cross, Wise, Anderson, Gomez. You could probably even throw Zednicek in there. That's 6 names that could possibly make it to state and make some noise. So this Bobcat team should be feared here in Central Iowa. Bance is trying to do whatever he can. If you see him, he's trying to trip up that right leg there. Bance gets him down. There's the 3-point takedown. He's up 3-0 now. Doing a little bit of a suicide roll here. Is he going to get himself in trouble? Able to get around and starting to get some back points now. Should have gotten at least 2 there. Let's see how many the ref gives him. Got a nice chicken wing in that right arm. He's going to use it to crank Dean over. Cole Dean from the Waterloo West Wallhawks. As Bance is just trying to figure out what advantage he can get here. And seems to, again, maybe I just wasn't good at that move, and that's why I don't like it, because a lot of the Bobcats seem to be using it. And it's working out for them. The only time we've really seen that suicide roll there not work out was Million there. He was able to pull a reversal on Cameron Harms at 106 against the Rail Splitters. And if you just joined us here because you wanted to watch the second half, I would advise going back to watching that match, because it was a great match all the way to the end of the third period there, and the freshman ends up pitting the senior here. We're between periods here, getting ready for the second period. Looks like we're doing a little blood action over there with Lucas Bance cleaning him up. Again, Bance made it to state last year. Another guy that's looking to go back to state again this year and make some noise. And we heard from Liz Wise, Nick Wise once, he was there. He should have made it to state last year. Very disappointed, and said, you know what, no baseball, no football, all wrestling all the time. I think Bance, being a senior this year, would be very frustrated if he does not make it back to that state tournament. As we start round 2 in the neutral position, Bance is up 3-0. Just trying to get lower than his opponent there as he throws him down. Shoots in at that leg real deep, but allows Dean. Doesn't quite let him get the 3 points there because Bance was still holding on to that arm and was able to stand up and then get out of it. So no points awarded for a takedown for either wrestler there as Bance tries to shoot again. Well, he lets up the takedown there. Let's see if he can get an escape or a reversal here. Bance seems like he likes to roll a little bit. I bet he tries to do another little roll reversal here. He keeps his base. Yep, he's trying to slide his hips out, and he's gonna roll. That's what he's gonna do there, David. He decides to stand up here. Gets the escape. There's the point for the escape. Back in the neutral position, 4-3. Bance with the advantage here. Got about 40 seconds left in the second period. Let's get a takedown here. Would put him up 7-3. Give him a little cushion going into that final third period here. 30 seconds left. Bance shoots in there trying to get to that left leg of Dean. Bance wants to get that 3 points as we come to the end of the second period here. Make sure if you are watching KFJB-TV for the first time tonight for some wrestling coverage, hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps us out here. And also, turn on those notifications because that first weekend in January, we'll be doing the Allie Morrison duels as well. So get notified when we go live again for wrestling later this season. Bance starts in the down position here in the third period. Bance has also done a pretty good job of building that base there. He's trying to roll around. Gets the reversal. 2 points. Up 6-3 now. Can he get some back points to really just had the right arm in a not great position. It looks like a little bit of an injury there too. That right shoulder is not feeling good. Bance is able to get a little breather here. Talk to Coach Cross. We also have a former Bobcat wrestler there with, oh, now I'm drawing a blank on his name here. Why can't I think of his name? They're standing there with Coach Cross. David's no help to me. It's Nick something. Somebody in the comments is probably saying it here. All right, we're getting reset here. Blood has been cleaned off. Got a minute 31 left. Bance is on top here, and he's on top in the points, 3-6. See if he can get move that from a minor decision to major decision. Got to get up to 8-point lead for that. Get some back points here. There it is. There's the back points we were talking about. There was at least 3 that I saw. Or is that a 4 that the ref's holding out on his hands? So you can see the ref counting just like a 8-second call for moving the ball over half court. They do the same type of thing. And there, Bance gets the pin. The third period there, 5 minutes and 7 seconds. So that's 6 more points for the Bobcats. And that moves Bance now to 6-1 on the season. Having a good year to start it out. Made it to state last year. It'll be fun to see where he's at there at the Allie Morrison duel at the beginning of January. Moving on now to 138. This is going to be Colby Cross. Got a pin in the last one in 3 minutes and 4 seconds. Going up against Luke Lindemann. from the Waterloo West Wallhawks at 138. Cross now 3-4 on the season. Got a pin in that last one. As a freshman, actually made a lot of noise at the Allie Morrison duels. It was good to see that as he, some crazy, I don't know if I'm that flexible anymore. It's a good thing I don't wrestle, but 3 points awarded to Lindemann there. Getting the takedown as Cross is trying to do a reversal out of it here. They are now out of bounds. I think this other ref is letting him play a little bit more on the out of bounds since he's come over from the JV side. So it's interesting here. The new rules, again, we can mention these for the season. Takedowns are now 3 points instead of 2. So that's how we see 3-1 there with Lindemann from the Wallhawks. Near fall points will match the time when a wrestler is held on his back, ranging from 2 to 4 points. Got to break that 45-degree angle for that to start. So you used to only go up to 3 points, now up to 4. And wrestlers will be considered inbounds as long as one of the wrestlers have a supporting point on or inside the circle. So that's how we saw that craziness right there at the edge of the mat. You know, one thing I really enjoy about Coach Cross and the Bobcats is he's all business all the time. I asked him if he knew which one of the coaches, who was the coaches, and he's like, I don't really know. We're here to wrestle. It's almost like that Bill Belichick mentality. Now with that, I don't know if I was his kid, if I would want him coaching me on the sideline there. So you can hear him yelling up here already, coaching on Colby there as Lindemann gets another takedown, now up 6-1 on Cross in the first period. 15 seconds left. There is a cradle on Cross, and he is in a tough position. Some might say the crosshairs of Lindemann here. There's 4 points, so he's going to go up 10-1 at the most. Can he get saved by the buzzer here? 5 seconds. This is where home towel advantage. He's got to hit that ref as that thing is switching from 1. You got to give him that extra half a second. 4 points were awarded there. Cross is now down 10-1 here, coming into the third period against Luke Lindemann for the Waterloo West Wallhawks. Cross got a pin in that first one, 3 minutes and 4 seconds. That was a pretty back and forth battle. I think, I don't know if they were expecting a pin out of Cross there, but gets it against the rail splitters here. Starts in the down position. That is a Coach Cross. That's his preference. So they can get that escape. But if you see that right leg there, Lindemann really had that hooked with his leg and was not going to let Colby stand up. So Colby's got to build that base as he tries to stand up here. Break that grip on the hands and stand up and get away. Tries to move quick, get the reversal. If he can get his leg free, he'll get that 2 points, but that does not look like it feels good at the moment. Colby, I think is going to try and just flip him over onto his back here. Are we going to see another Million situation where he just found himself in the right position at the right time? Although Colby looks like he is riding him way too high right now. Not a great position. Gets the reversal, 2 points. Now only down 10-3. They are equipment malfunction there. Looked like headgear dropped down a little too low. Nick Rebick, that's the assistant coach. Graduated a couple of years ago for the Bobcats. Great wrestler, state wrestler. Cross here, on top. Trying to get some back points to work into this lead. And he's got that right arm in control. I don't think he really cares that Lindemann's got his left leg there. Cross looks like he's getting some back points here. And Lindemann looks like a pretzel a little bit. Well, they both kind of do. Potentially dangerous grip there. 1 point awarded to Lindemann. And they'll reset then with Cross back on top. Second period, 20 seconds left. Cross has got to be working here to try and get some back points. work into that lead. It's 8 points, so right now it's a major decision. That'll be another 5. Again, it's 42-16. It is not the Bobcats for sure their night. So a major decision or a minor decision versus a major would be a big deal. As the second period comes to an end, still Lindemann in the lead, 11-3. They're going to start in the neutral position here in the third period. Cross needs those takedowns to build back into this lead, or try to break into that lead here. As Lindemann almost, if he can get his head free, there's the takedown. 3 points. Cross trying again, might get himself into a good position here. Reversal, that should be 2 points for Cross. Okay, now can he get him flipped over and start working those back points? Looks over at his dad there. He's got a minute 14, down 15-5 right now, so really he's got to get the pin, or he's got to get that to a minor decision here to save his team a point. See what he can do to work tonight. He's trying to break down the base. One thing I have noticed with Colby Cross, he does like to use his legs, which gets him in those awkward positions from time to time, as you see Lindemann is just holding on to that left leg. But Cross seems pretty flexible and doesn't seem to bother him too much with basically wrapping him up in his legs there. Final score there in Iowa City, 89-80. Cyclones over the Hawkeyes. Hawkeyes had a 7-point lead at half and couldn't hold on to it. We're hoping that Lindemann can't hold on to the lead here, and Colby Cross, sophomore for the Bobcats, can come in and get a victory. Got one in the last match, so he moved his record to 3-4 on the season. Only a sophomore this year, so still has a lot of room to grow. Wrestled well last year, and here we go. Great cradle. 15 seconds. Can he get it over? Can he get the pin? This looks like he slipped out of it just enough. Maybe a little too late here. If this was an extra 30 seconds, Cross might be able to get this over, but it appears he only gets 2 back points there. It is not enough to get him to a minor decision, so that ends up 15-7. Luke Lindemann gets the victory and gets his team a major decision there. Moves it now 42-21. The Wallhawks are still in it here. Maybe not. Now that I do some math here with only 3 matches left. But this is the wrestler we've been waiting for all night. Got a forfeit in the first round. Nick Wise. All he did, eat, sleep, breathe wrestling since what he would say is a disappointment last year. And here he goes. Already gets the takedown here. Wise is wrestling Peyton Kuchar. And takedown, let him up. 3-1. Kuchar, excuse me. Wise is ranked 12th in the 144 weight class here in the state of Iowa. He is a junior this year, 6-0 already in the season, as we heard talking to his mom earlier tonight. 5-0 at a tournament last Saturday. Here he gets another takedown. There was a crossface, if you've ever seen one before. And looks like he might be trying to go for the cradle. Or he's just cranking that crossface, because that always feels great. You can see he's trying to work that right leg in there as well, just like Cross does. We just saw wrestle. Here's Nick, though, trying to tilt him back. See if he can get some back points in this position. He's looking at the ref like, come on, man. What more do you want me to do here? Gets 3 back points awarded to him. That puts him up 9-1. So Nick has just been dominating in the first 90 seconds of this match here. 20 seconds left here for Wise. I believe they put the wrong score up there. But Nick is just trying to, takes a look at the clock there. As the time runs out, 9-1. Really, the first 90 seconds, he had complete control of the entire match. So it looks like Peyton picks the neutral position. He shoots in at Wise. Wise sprawls out, is able to get a leg, though, and able to get the takedown here. Again, just looks in control of this one. As that's 3 points, he's up 12-1 now. Major decision already checked off. Okay, he's thinking pin. He does not want that for tech fall. He wants that pin. And there he goes, tipping him over. He's trying to move the foot that you can kind of see holding him back there. You see that maneuver with his left leg? That was impressive. Junior Nick Wise just saying nah with that leg. Gets the pin there. 3 minutes, 45 seconds. And I don't think there was a second in that match where Peyton even thought he had a chance there. I think we've created a monster at 144 with Nick Wise there. So that puts the Bobcats up now 48-21 as a team as we move on to 150. Kager Kremer, senior. He was now 4-3 after getting a victory in the last duel against Johnson Payne. Ryan Lindemann. Johnson will be wrestling next at 157. Kremer, though, he had that 16-15 win in the first match, or in the first duel against the Lincoln Rail Splitters. And Caden Haas came back there at the very end, though. It got exciting. That's something that Cross had mentioned there in between duels. But Kager Kremer, senior, 4-3. Trying to lock in that 150 weight class for the Bobcats here. Ryan Lindemann for the Waterloo West Wallhawks. It's the second Lindemann we saw. Luke got a victory there, 138 over Colby Cross. Kremer looking to take control here, get the 3 points. He did come shoot right out of the cannon there to start the night for us. Again, scoring 16 points in that first match for him. We are getting to the point where they're going to start seeing that momentum used against them as they're playing with one another here. Kremer's just pushing him around, trying to get him to push back and use that momentum against himself. I think these are new singlets for the Bobcats this year. I think they look pretty sharp. Do they get the thumbs up from producer Braga? All right. They also got some nice warm-ups for all the players as well. Looking sharp on the sideline here. 10 seconds left. We got the towel boy coming out. David, we'll see if you can do the towel job for the Allie Morrison duels. How's that sound? As we get to the end of the first quarter there, 0-0. And Kremer actually decides to stay in neutral for round 2 to start. As you got to see a little shot of the Bobcats watching their teammate out on the mat. Kremer, got to take him back to the mat safely. Can't just slam him down, but a few times we've seen some wrestlers picked up tonight. Always a little exciting when that happens. We get ready to reset here in the neutral position. 0-0, minute 35 left here in the second period. Looks like a little bit of equipment malfunction. Coach Cross gonna maybe get some water out to Kager there and take his ear for a second. Let him know what he's doing well, what he can work on. Nick Rebick out there. Great Bobcat wrestler. Made it to state a couple times for him. When we did the first Allie Morrison duels, I talked about how he's a short, stocky guy, and he thought Brandon said it at first. And I think since he had an inch on him, he wasn't too happy. But when he saw it was me, can't really say much when you got 6 inches on you there, buddy. Glad to see him come back. Helped out with baseball last year, and now helping out with the wrestling team here too. Great to see Bobcats coming back and helping out Bobcats. Still 0-0 here in the second period. We've got we're at the 150 weight class. Kager Kremer, who is 4-3 on the season for the Bobcats, wrestling against Ryan Lindemann for the Waterloo West Wallhawks. Just need some points. That's what we need here. David's probably thinking this is an Iowa State wrestling match, as no points have been scored yet, and we are almost a minute into the second period now. We got a little child looking to run out on the mat. Glad we got him stopped. There's a shot by Kremer there. Gets deep in. This might be it. If he can hold on to that leg, Kremer just trying to power him over. He's got to get his leg over and that arm. If he can get his leg over Lindemann and get Lindemann to let go of his leg, that's 3 points. And that might be all you need in this one, because 45 seconds left and still in the second period here, no points scored. It's almost 4 minutes of wrestling with not a point. So are they calling it a stale? All right, so let's reset back to neutral. 37 seconds left here in the second period. 0-0. Kremer, Lindemann. Lindemann tries to shoot at that leg. Kremer was able to hold it back. Pushing against one another, seeing if you can't get that momentum. We're, again, getting back into that weight class where you can start using it against one another. It's tough to get 106 flying around. All right. Gotta love 2 full periods, no points scored, no takedowns, no nothing. Lindemann picks bottom here. Escape is worth a point. That's all you need right now when it's 0-0. Kremer just trying to get some wrist control here, as Lindemann tries to do a little bit of a reversal suicide roll and does not able to control it. As Kremer, it looks like he might be able to get a 3/4 Nelson in right now. Gives it up, but is able to keep control on top, so he has not given up that 1 point for an escape. It is still 0-0, minute 20 left here in the third period. Oh, and there's the little hook there. Is that going to be the reversal? There's the reversal, 2 points, and now Kremer is he's in trouble here. Giving up back points. He's trying to bridge out of it. Yeah, he looks Not in a good spot. Lindemann gets the reversal. And did the secondary ref call I think he called an illegal grip here as he goes over and talks to the head coach, Brad Moss, for the Waterloo West Wallhawks. So he gets the reversal, which was 2 points. He gets 4 points for the near fall. That puts him at 6, but the Bobcats do get 1 for the illegal grip. So down 5, 50 seconds left here in the third period. I mean, that takedown being 3 points really changes everything, because now it's you escape, takedown, back points, win. 30 seconds left here. Looks like Lindemann got a... Oh, I thought he had a cradle there, but he's getting some back points again. Lindemann's doing all he can here, trying to get... Well, if he gets 4 back points or even 3 back points, that's a major decision again, but he gets the pin here in 5 minutes and 54 seconds. 6 points for the Wallhawks there. That puts it at 48-27. Coming into the final match of the night here, 157. Carson Wright Jr. for the Bobcats, 5-2 on the season. Let's see. He got a pin in 48 seconds in the last duel against sophomore Nick Davis. This time, Johnson Pay will be his opponent. Jumps the gun a little bit. Johnson Pays trying to do whatever he can. The green little anklet falls off for the Bobcats as Rebick pulls that off the mat there. We know the Wallhawks are red here. Bobcats are green, and there's 2 points for the good guys. Excuse me, 3 points, because it's takedown there. And Carson Wright's just trying to yank him over. Looks like he's got maybe a little bit of an arm bar there. Doing all he can just to back up some points. 60 seconds into this one, 60 seconds left. They're out of bounds now. We'll reset back into the center of the mat there. Wright will stay on top. See if he can't take advantage of this and maybe get some back points here. Wright just breaking down the base there. There we go. Wright gets him over onto his back, and Pay was in a rough situation there, able to get out of it. 3 back points awarded there to Carson Wright, the junior, for the Bobcats. Is Carson Wright going to go to 6-2 here? That's what he hopes for, as he's up 7-0. Unfortunately, there is no 22-point play for the Wallhawks, or I guess fortunately for us Bobcat fans. The Bobcats will come away with the victory in this duel as well, so they'll go 2-0 in the duels tonight. But Carson Wright wants to end this night, you know, how every wrestling team wants to end the night. Let's get a pin here and walk out with our heads held high. And he's off to a good start. 6-0 here, coming in the last 10 seconds of the first period. He's got a nice lead. You know, off to a good start. Let's see who's going to get the call. Green Carson Wright decides to defer, and Pay decides to go with neutral position. So, Wright got the takedown in the first period here. Can he do it again? That'll put him up. He's currently at 7. Although Pay gets deep into that leg on Carson Wright, is able to trip him up. Are they out of bounds, though? Is he going to 2 or 3-point takedown given to Pay there? 7-3, so they'll start in the down position. But Pay is saying, I'm just going to let him start in neutral and give up the point. That makes it 8-3. As Carson Wright gets a shot in there, now he gets his 3 points for a takedown, puts him up 11-3. Carson Wright now has the major decision. Can really kind of just ride this out if he wanted to, but I bet he wants the pin. Carson Wright just trying to, what is the advantage that I can find here? And it's breaking down the base. .55 seconds here left in the second period. 11-3, Carson Wright, junior for the Bobcats in the lead. We're Johnson Pay of the Waterloo West Wahawks. Out of bounds. They are going to give that point up and start in neutral, so it'll be 11-4 now. No longer has that major decision. Not that the team points matter too much at this moment, but it's the little victories in life. Carson needs to work around to get his foot free so he can get the 3-point takedown here. Well, they give it to him without getting that foot free, but there he gets it free now. Now he's getting some back points. 14-4. Gets him over onto his back. Get the pin. Gets the pin to end the night. Carson Wright, 2 seconds left there. 3 minutes, 58 seconds on the pin to end the night for the Bobcats. And they get the victory as a team, 54-27, doubling them up as the Bobcats go 2-0 tonight in the Roundhouse. We will take one final break. We got to give a shout out to our sponsor, Scouting America, who is sponsoring the post-game chat here. You are watching on KFJB-TV.
My son absolutely adores scouting.
Scouting hides values through fun.
My son's most favorite experience was going to South Korea as part of the Royal Scout Jamboree. He met people from all over the world. He gets access to so many different programs that he wouldn't have available to him otherwise, and the hands-on leadership is invaluable.
Andrew's building confidence because of scouting, and that's going to help him as he approaches interviews or jobs or even friendships later in life. I would recommend putting your kids in scouting. It's a great way for them to learn skills while having fun.
Wrapping it up here in the Roundhouse. Bobcats beat the Wahawks in the final duel this evening, 54-27. Looking at some stats here of this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pins for the Bobcats against the Wahawks. They had 5 pins against the Lincoln Rail Splitters there in that first one. The name of the game with the Lincoln Rail Splitters, forfeits. They didn't have a full lineup. That really hurt them in this, but Bobcats also got some quick pins against the Rail Splitters. Let's just run through that real quick. First pin of the night was Carson Wright, 48 seconds. Dalton Zednicek got a pin in 1:31. Johan Gomez, 17 seconds. He just threw him right down onto the mat and had him. It was barbecue chicken, as Shaq might say there. Then we had Nicholas Million, pin of the night there at 106 against the Rail Splitters. It was about that 5-minute mark in the third period. He was in a tough spot. He was losing big time. Gets a nice little reversal as the senior Cameron Harms puts himself in a bad position. Harms been wrestling at 106 now for 4 years, so his huge for the freshman to get that victory over him. And then Colby Cross ends that first duel with a victory and a pin in 3 minutes and 4 seconds. Moving on then, Bobcats against the Wallhawks here. Starts out with, we get a pin with Dalton Zednicek there, as Xavier Anderson actually took the forfeit to start the duel. And then we get another pin by Johan Gomez in 1 minute and 6 seconds. So he spent a total of 1 minute and 23 seconds on the mat and ends up with 2 pins tonight. That's a pretty good night for Johan Gomez. Go ahead and get yourself a blizzard at the end of tonight. Ignacio Nacho Macias, he gets a pin in 1 minute and 36 seconds at heavyweight tonight, as Jackson Hinkle wrestled in the first match for the heavyweights. Then Nicholas Million gets another pin tonight. He gets it in 4 minutes and 36 seconds against the Waterloo West Wallhawks. Followed up by Ashton Wright, another freshman there for the Bobcats. He gets the pin in 4 minutes and 48 seconds. And that pushed the Bobcats up 36-6, basically out of reach then for the Wallhawks, as the Bobcats do get 3 more pins to really kind of staple it home. Lucas Bantz made it to state last year, had a good night here, getting a pin in 5 minutes and 7 seconds. Also got the victory against the Rail Splitters as well, goes 2-0 tonight, pushing him to 6-1 in the season. Another pin by Nicholas Wise. He's now 8-0, took a forfeit in the first round, pin in 3 minutes and 45 seconds, and he had complete control of that one. I was surprised he didn't get that pin sooner. So then the final pin there, as we just saw, was Carson Wright. Pushes Carson Wright now to 6-2 on the season. He gets the pin there in 3 minutes and 58 seconds. The other one I should highlight, just because he got a big victory in the first one and then a forfeit in the second. Xavier Anderson ranked 7th at 165. Got a 16-14 win in the first one and then a forfeit to start that second round. So overall, a great night for the Bobcats out on the mat. We appreciate you watching along with us tonight for what we got, upcoming games, upcoming broadcasts, probably Friday, right? We're going where? Mason City for a little basketball doubleheader against the Riverhawks. So tune in. Tip-off should be 6:15, but pregame with Voice of the Bobcats and everyone's favorite Dylan Does will start at 6 o'clock that night. Boys game will follow, typically around 7:45 for tip-off on that one. Then, gotta give a shout-out. The entire newsroom for the KFJB team is here, so hopefully nothing big happened in the last few hours as we were here covering some wrestling. Shout out David. First wrestling duel. Good, bad? How we feel? Ready for the Allie Morrison duels then? All right, it'll be 6 hours instead of 3. So that'll be coming up in January as well. That'll be our other wrestling broadcast. But from David, myself, appreciate you guys tuning in tonight, watching a little Bobcat wrestling, and we hope you guys tune in for the Allie Morrison duels. That'll be the first Saturday in January. So, thank you for watching some Bobcat wrestling this evening.